fusion of male and female gamete, they can form a zygote, that is called as fertilization. For example, one sperm, the sperm containing n number of chromosome and the egg also containing n number of chromosome. For example, 23 half set of chromosome, haploid. Haploid means half set of chromosome, 23 chromosome. 23 plus 23, they can form a zygote. 2n number of chromosome, diploid. Diploid means 46 chromosome. That process are known as fertilization. The fertilized egg is called as zygote. The fertilized embryo, the fertilized egg is called as zygote. For example, the fusion of male and female gamete, the form a zygote, that is called as fertilization. That process are called as fertilization. Okay. Implantation. What do you mean by implantation? Implantation means after fertilized egg, the egg will be implanted into the uterus. Egg implanted into the uterus. Okay. Egg எங்க போய் இம்ப்ளான்ட் ஆகுது? யூட்ரஸ்ல. ஓகே, யூட்ரஸ் இங்க இருக்குது, இங்க தான் எக் வந்து இம்ப்ளான்ட் ஆகுது. அதாவது fertilized egg. The fertilized egg, the after fertilization, the egg will enter into the move to the fallopian tube to move into the move and implant the uterus, the endometrium layer of the uterus. That is called as implantation. Okay, next, now we are going to see about the entire process. Just we can see the diagram. First one, I will give one outline. See the diagram. It is a uterine structure. So that is called as fallopian tube. It is called as fallopian tube. Okay. Then the female have pair of ovary. That is called as ovary. The ovary can produce number of the produce egg cells. Ovary produce follicle and egg. The matured follicle release the ovum. Release the ovum into the matured follicle. The matured follicle release the ovary. That is called as ovulation. The matured egg cells release into the ovary. That process are called as ovulation. Okay. Then the matured egg move towards the fallopian tube, the ampulla region of the fallopian tube. Then it will move to the isthmic region of the fallopian tube. Isthmic region, very short and thin region, isthmic region. Okay. Now the egg fertilized. The fertilization takes place in fallopian tube. How to fertilize the egg means the sperm enter to the uterine region. The sperm move and fertilize. Move towards the egg, and after reach the egg will be fertilized. Now the sperm reach the egg. So n plus n, 2n. Zygote will form. Okay. The zygote, the 2 cell stage, the zygote divided into 4 cell stage. The egg and the egg nucleus, sperm nucleus, 1 plus 1, 2. Now the cells containing 2 cells. During mitotic cell division, the 2 cell will be divided into 4. The 4 is divided into 8. 8 divided into 16. The 16th cell stage is called as morula. It is a solid ball-like structure. The cells are called as morula. Okay. Now during reproduction, the male sperm, the male gametes enter into the uterine region 2 and reach the fallopian tube and reach the egg will form a zygote. The fusion of male and female will form a zygote. Which region means the isthmic region of the fallopian tube. Isthmic region of the fallopian tube. Isthmic region of fallopian tube. Okay. Now the zygote will form. The zygote divided into 4 cell stage. The 4 cell divided into 8. 8 divided into form a 16. It is a mitotic cell division. It occurs during mitotic cell division. 2 cell. The 2 cell divided into 4. 4 divided into 8. 8 into 16. After they form one solid ball structure that is called as morula. The morula stage will enter into the morula stage. Then they can form a early embryoblast cell. Early embryoblast cell will form. The early embryoblast finally it will reach the implant. It will reach and implant the uterus. Implant the uterus into the endometrium. Uterus into the endometrium. Endometrial layer. Endometrium. Uterus. The implanted blastocyst. The blastocyst is a 100 cell stage. 100 cell stage. It is a hollow ball like structure. Hollow ball. It is a hollow ball like structure. Then now the embryo. The formation of embryo, first the solid ball. This is a solid ball. This is a solid ball like structure that is called as morula stage, the 16 cell stage. Then we form a early embryo. Finally, the embryo will develop. Developing embryos have the hollow ball like structure that is called as blastocyst. The blastocyst stage will implant the uterus, uterine endometrial layer, uterine endometrium layer. Okay, that's all. Now they're going to see about the different. I will give some outline. Okay, diagrammatic outline. I'll give the diagrammatic outline. How to fertilization will occur and implantation takes place means during reproduction the male gametes enter into the uterine cervix of the uterine region and go to the reach the egg. Now that is called, that place are called as fertilization. Reach the egg after the fertilization. The fertilized egg is formed a zygote. The zygote is 2 cell stage. This 2 cell is converted to 4 cell. 4 cell converted to 8 cell. 8 cell converted to 16 cell. They can form a solid ball like structure that is called as morula. Then finally the morula will develop into the early embryoblast cell. The early embryoblast cell it will convert into form a 100 cell stage. That is called as blastocyst. The blastocyst stage implanted into the endometrial layer of the uterus. That is called as implantation. Fertilization, the process called as implantation. Okay. The entire process, the entire area will be covered. And now then going to this side of the book, some important things. Three main important event is occur in there. Capacitation, agrosomal reaction, fertilization membrane. The 3 important event occur in the that fertilization process. It is called as capacitation, agrosomal reaction, fertilization membrane. Capacitation means the sperm to penetrate and female fertilized egg. The sperm can able to penetrate and fertilize the egg. That capacity is called as capacitor. The sperm can able to penetrate and fertilize the egg. That is called as capacitation. Okay. Agrosomal reaction. Agrosomal reaction means the agrosome, where it is present agrosome? The head region of the sperm, the containing agrosome. Agrosome release only proteolytic enzyme. It is released proteolytic enzyme that is called as hyaluronidase. That enzymes are used to the sperm enter through the coronavirata and zona pellucida. The coronavirata and zona pellucida. For example, one egg is there. What it is one kind of egg means the egg containing different layer, inner layer zona pellucida, outer layer coronavirata. The sperm enter and reach the zona pellucida region. That is called as how to reach the zona pellucida region means the sperm release some enzyme. The enzyme break the layer of the coronary data and zona versus this is a fertilizing membrane. Then the sperm enter into the and reach the nucleus of the ovum nucleus. That is called as agrosomal reaction. The sperm head release one enzyme that is called as hyaluronidase. That enzymes are disintegrate the layer of the egg cell, egg would outer layer of the egg cell, the breakdown the outer layer of the egg cell. Then the sperm enter into the ovum and reach the egg nucleus, reach the ovum nucleus, and it will take fertilization process will be take. Okay, they will form a zygote. Okay, that reaction is called as agrosomal reaction. Then what will be coronary data and zona pellucida means the inner layer of the inner and outer layer of the ovum. That layer is called as coronary data and zona pellucida. Okay, then the cortical granules. Then the formation of fertilizing membrane. During formation of fertilizing membrane, how to form the fertilizing membrane means after fertilization, immediately after fertilization, for example, it is one kind of egg. The sperm enter the egg. Many number of sperm reach the egg cell. But only the egg allow only one sperm. Immediately after the entry of the sperm, immediately the egg will form one thick membrane. It is called as fertilization membrane. That membrane prevent the entry of more sperm. How to form this membrane means the egg contain the area have some cortical granule reaction, and also egg cytoplasm combine to form one membrane that is called as fertilizing membrane. That membranes prevent the entry of more sperm into the egg cell. You cannot entry of more sperm because of it is act as a barrier. The fertilizing membrane it is act as a barrier. Are you able to understand me? Now once again teach that concept. How to form the fertilizing membrane means many number of sperm compete with reach the egg cell. They try to enter the egg cell. The egg allow only one sperm will enter the egg cell. After entry of sperm, immediately form a fertilizing membrane. How to form the fertilizing membranes? The cortical granule reaction will take place in this particular area. Cortical granule reaction, the cortical granules and cytoplasm of the ovum combine to form one thick membrane. That membranes are called as fertilization membrane. The purpose of the fertilization membrane, the fertilization membranes are used to prevent the entry of more sperm, that is called as polyspermy. Prevent the entry of more sperm, that is called as polyspermy. Now the fertilization membrane, after the egg will fertilize, the membrane is forming, that is called as fertilization membrane. Cortical granules plus cytoplasm combine to form a fertilization membrane. The membrane around the ovum prevent the entry of more sperm, that is called as polyspermy. Poly means many, sperm means you know the sperm, male gamete. Many sperm will not enter the egg cell. If the egg allow only one sperm, after entry of the sperm, immediately one thick cover or one thick membrane will be formed. That is called as fertilization membrane. Okay. Now the process will be all the main important events will take place. The fertilization event. Now we are going to discuss about the implantation event. Okay. First cleavage. First cleavage means cell division. First cell division, the egg develop into two cell stage, that is called as blastomere. The two cell stage is called as blastomere. The blastomeres during mitotic cell division, the blastomere two cell stage is converted into 4 into 8. After 72 hours, the berry shaped solid ball like structure will be formed, that is called as morula. It is a 16 cell stage. Okay, that time the progesterone release, the hormone progesterone released into the corpus luteum. that hormones are used to relax the fallopian tube muscles and relax the fallopian tube. Immediately the dividing of embryo takes place 5 to 6 days. The dividing of the embryo into the fallopian tube takes place 5 to 6 days. Then the embryo slightly move and implanted into the uterus. Fertilization takes place fallopian tube. After fertilization, the dividing embryo will be started. The embryo division will be started. Takes place 4 to 5 days in the fallopian tube area. After 4 to 5 days, the embryo divide and it will move implanted into the uterine wall, inner layer of uterine wall, that is called as endometrium. This is very important point. Inner layer of uterine wall, that is called as endometrium. That process are called as implantation. The fluid filled hollow ball, the implantation stage is called as fluid filled hollow ball. It is more than 100 cells will be formed. So that fluid filled hollow ball is called as blastocyst stage. Okay, ask some question. Which cell stage implanted to the uterus means blastocyst stage cells will be implanted to the uterus. This is very important, 1 mark. Then the blastocyst have some single layer is called as tropoblast. The tropoblast cells containing 20 to 30 round cells, that is called as inner cell mass. Now the embryo develop further. The further the embryo will develop into the embryo. Developing stage of the embryo. The developing embryos embedded in endometrium of the uterus. The developing embryo implanted into the endometrium of the uterus. This is very important point. Endometrium of the uterus. Okay, that is called as fertilization and implantation. It is very important 5 mark question. Very important 5 mark question. Very easy, I think. Once again, I will explain the implantation process. The first cleavage will be started. The 2 cells divided into 4 into 8 into 16. The 16th cell is called as morula stage. The morula stage, after the progesterone, that time the progesterone will secrete the corpus luteum. The progesterone hormone will help to relax the fallopian tube muscles. Then dividing of the embryo will started within takes place 4 to 5 days. After 4 to 5 days, the dividing embryos are moved to implant into the uterine wall. Okay, the implant of the uterine wall. That time the fluid filled hollow ball-like structure will be developed. That is called as a blastocyst. The blastocyst stage, that will produce some single layer is called as tropoblast. The tropoblast high affinity with the uterine wall. So the tropoblast layers containing 20 to 30 round cells is called as inner cell mass. The inner cell mass develop into a embryo. That developing embryos are embedded in the endometrium layer of the uterus. That process are known as implantation. Implantation. That's all. Okay. Thank you.